Hi everyone, welcome to All Games New and Old. I'm David Rodriguez.
And I'm Hillary Rodriguez.
And today we're going to be reviewing the family game Marvel Battleworld Series 3 from Funko Games. This was published in 2022 and is a really cool introduction to board games with a little bit of a collectible aspect to it. So in this game, everyone's going to pick a hero to play. And you're going to start with a certain number of tiles on the board based on how many heroes you have. Then at the beginning of every turn, you're going to place a new tile. And these count as battles, by the way, I should say. Each tile is a battle that you are supposed to overcome. And then you move to the second phase where your hero will go to one of the tiles or battles to fight the battle. Each tile will have some symbols on it that will match some of your basic stats for your hero. And what you're going to do is you're going to choose which symbol you're going to use to attack that matches one on the tile. Then you're going to roll I believe a 12-sided die. Mm-hmm. You got to roll a dice, add your bonus, and see if that equals to or is greater than the value on the tile. If it is and you succeed, you're going to move your player marker or hero along the little track on that tile to show that you're getting closer to defeating it. If you did not, you're going to add a danger token to the tile instead, which has its own track, and that means that it's closer to being a battle that you've lost. Mm-hmm.
After all the players have gone, you're going to flip a danger coin that has a sun on one side and a moon on the other side. And whatever side it lands on, you're going to add a loss token to the top of any tiles out that match that symbol. If you fill all three of those symbols, then that battle is lost. If you lose the tile, you'll flip it over and put a danger token on it. If you end up winning the battles tile, then you'll just flip it over and that marks it as a battle that was won. The win conditions, the amount of battles that you have to win will vary depending on the player count that you have. The loss conditions is the same regardless of the player count, and that's if you lose 3 battles.
Yeah, and I mentioned at the top that this has a collectability feature, and that comes into play because there are certain of these tiles that are called Thanos Stone tiles, right? So they work kind of like the others, you have to defeat them, and if you do, and if you have a Thanos Stone you haven't busted open yet, like I busted open all of ours when I did the unboxing, that means that you get to take one of those, break it open, and you have a new hero that you can add to your team, which is really pretty cool. If you don't have any, that's okay. You can still do that. You just take another figure from your collection and add it to your team then. But, in the base set, it comes with, I think, a couple of Thanos Stones that you can break open, and then they have these booster ball things that'll have, like, one hero that's not in one of those, and then like one that is. So it's kind of a cool thing. You can see how rare they are on the back of the box, but it's kind of a nice little kind of fun way to do a reward if you beat that particular tile. Yeah. But even if you don't, like I said, you don't have to have new things every single time you play because that would be insane, although I'm sure they'd like you to do that. But yeah, it's just kind of a fun little feature to do it. And all the heroes do have their own special abilities too, so they're not all playing exactly the same, just depending on what they are. And some of them are very helpful, and some of them have a little bit of a drawback to use them too. Like there's one guy that was in the set, and I cannot remember his name because he's not a character I was familiar with. I forget, but he had something in there that was like, oh boy, I don't know, he's kind of risky to use. So, but that's kind of fun. It has a little bit of a different twist to the game, I think.
Yeah. So for the art and components of this game, it kind of does a little bit of a chibi version of them, but some of them are kind of like an alternative chibi version as well. Like there's Captain America that's also kind of Thor. He seems like a mashup of like 3 characters.
It's like a gladiator Captain America. I don't know if that's from a storyline or not, or if they just did it. I have no idea.
But yeah, so like some of them look a lot more like them. Some of them are like multiverse versions of them. Mm-hmm. There's kind of a lot of different variant, but all the artwork is same style. I think most of them are pretty cute. Some of them are a little bit weird. The models I think are decent for being little collectible models. They don't have a ton of detail to them, but you can tell who they are supposed to be.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're decently painted. They don't have a lot of spindly bits hanging off them because, it's going to be kids playing with this game. I think the age is 6 and up for this, so, they're fine for that. The tiles that you play in, which are also kind of a collectible thing because those are in the booster they're not called booster balls. I just don't know.
The booster packs.
Yeah, they're like a booster pack. They're in there too. They're just like a cardstock. They're kind of a shiny cardstock. They're they're not like the super highest quality thing on earth, to be honest with you, but they're fine. Like they do the trick, and I'm not bothered by them.
Yeah.
And like I said, you get more as you buy more of these collectible things. The art is it's a very Saturday morning cartoon. And at least this set, I'm not sure about the previous sets, but at least in this one, like you were talking about multiverse, like there's the King Pig instead of the Kingpin and weird stuff like that. Again, I don't know if this is actually from a comic book or if it's just like they're just having fun with it, but it's pretty cute all around. They didn't want to make anything look too menacing, I think, for the 6-year-old.
It's definitely a family game, so the artwork reflects that.
Absolutely. Okay, so theme for this, it's pretty good in that you're gonna have you're gonna play with some heroes that you probably like, or maybe some that you don't even know, but it's a little weird. Like, I'm not really sure I fully understand this. I mean, I get it, like Thanos, and he's taking you to a battle world and there's people trapped in stones. It's a little strange, but it's fine. I don't think a 6-year-old's gonna complain about this, or young kids. I don't think they're just gonna be happy to go around and fight things, I think. So it's not heavily thematic, but I feel like there's enough there to get kids excited that they're playing with characters they like. I don't know. What do you think though? Because it's a weird, it's kind of a weird one.
The theme's a little weird. I think the theme is there, kind of, but it's kind of loosely there. It's kind of a loose theme. It's not the different playable characters do have different abilities, so it does feel like the characters do feel different when you're playing them. Some of it's a little, it's a little abstract theme, but it is there.
Yeah, for sure.
So this game is a family game. It's a collectible game. So it's a very lightweight game. It's easy to play. The issues that I have with this game is I think this is actually a very tough game to win, especially since the loss condition doesn't vary with the player count. So for us, we kind of ended up doing a house rule where I think we didn't flip the token, and so to make it a little bit easier, because it's a game that you're rolling a dice to see whether you win or lose, and then on top of that, you're flipping a coin, and so like it's really easy to lose a whole bunch of battles all at once. And so like for us, we just kind of house ruled it and didn't do the flip of the coin to make it so that it was a little bit easier to play with, especially when we were playing with our 6-year-old, so that she could actually win the game. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you probably, if you're gonna play this with your kids, you probably know how loss averse they are. So you might want to incorporate that as well. I did feel like when we didn't flip the coin, it almost made the game too easy, but still more enjoyable than a lot of other like kids games are, where they're kind of like almost mind numbing. Like there's a little bit more to this than that, which is great. But yeah, I think the coin flip really is a tough thing. Like there's probably some kind of medium, like maybe flip it every other time you're supposed to or something. I don't know. But we found that to be like, it was really hard to keep on top of things. And some kids are not going to handle that great, for sure. My other, at least with our kids, I know this is kind of the gamble with a collectible game, but like because there are so many characters that they pull in that are either multiverse characters or just characters that aren't well known, like I can see our kids being really disappointed that they didn't get a character, not even a character that they want to get, but just a character that they don't even know who it is. And there's not like a lot of resources out there to teach them about that character. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of being nitpicky about this game, but for us and our kids, I don't know how well this game is gonna go over well. And so for me, I'm gonna give it a 6. just because I do feel like we have to house rule it in order for our kids to like the game. And then like I like the fact that they have so many heroes, but because of the multiverse and so many heroes being kind of unknown or not as well known, I can see there being with buying a whole bunch of them that end up having our kids being frustrated that they're not getting characters that they know.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. It's probably worth noting too, like, you're not going to play this game just with adults.
Yeah.
I don't think. Unless you really just don't play a lot of games and you just want something to roll dice, and then it's fine, obviously. But, like, chances are if you're watching board game YouTube channels, unless you're specifically looking for this game, you might not play this with other adults, which is fine. It is ages 6 and up, so you probably could figure that out. Anyway.
Turn it into a drinking game and that'll be fun.
Yes. I'm not good at this. I'm not going to try to come up with rules for you, and I don't want to kill someone on accident. So anyway, ignore that part. We do. So yeah, for kids though, I think it's actually pretty good. I actually have a little bit higher of opinion of it than you do, I think, because I feel like we played it with our 6-year-old, and she seemed to really enjoy it. She did at some point start deciding they were She-Ra characters, which is fine. She's not super into the Marvel stuff anyway, so the number of characters she's going to recognize is even lower than some other kids. But I didn't get the sense that she cared about that. I feel like she was just having fun coming in, rolling dice, doing fights. And we tried to give her the warning ahead of time, like we could definitely lose at this game. Like I was worried because I don't think she handles loss very well in general. But she didn't have too big a problem with it in this game. But I think if we kept losing over and over and over again, eventually she'd be like, I don't want to play this game. So that's why we kind of had to do the house rule thing, just to make it feel a little more winnable. I think for her, I think it would have been a problem otherwise. And I think if we play it in the future, we'd probably still play with that rule intact, or do something to like hit it in the middle somehow if we can figure that out.
Yeah, we'll probably try a few different things to find a good balance.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, I definitely agree that it's kind of a bummer that you have to house rule something for that. It's also like a pretty easy one to implement, at least, which is kind of nice. And so for a kid's game, and for the fact that you can now, if you do that, you can kind of tailor it to how your kid is. I don't want to knock it too hard for that. And I was just really happy to have a game that I could play with my 6-year-old that didn't make me want to run screaming from the room. So I'm going to give this game an 8. I actually liked it pretty well, and my deep down hope is that she will play this and then be like, oh, what's that other game with the superheroes? Oh, Marvel United? Cool, let's play that. Or, maybe eventually she'll want to play Marvel Crisis Protocol too. Not today. She's way too young. I don't want her touching those models. So between us, that's an 8 and a 6, so we're a little different on that, but, still, I think a decent entry into the family weight games. Yeah. And I think it's cool, with all the collectible games or toys that are out there, it's cool to have one that you can actually play a game with, I think. So if your kids like the collectible stuff, it's nice to have something they can then do with it other than just having to be like, oh, I got a cool one, or oh, no, I didn't. Like, they can actually get a game in with that. With that being said, though, our opinion isn't maybe the most important one for this level of game. So we actually have someone that is going to weigh in on this as well. Let's see if we can snap her into existence. And there she is. This is our 6-year-old daughter, Madeline. Hi, Madeline.
Hi.
So she played Marvel Battleworld with us a few times, and she did really good, I thought. Maddie, what did you think of Marvel Battleworld when we played it?
Yeah, I really liked it because the parts were kind of hard and people like Harkin, so yeah, I kind of liked it.
You did. Did you like having a lot of characters to pick from?
Yeah, it was really cool, and I like Groot because he can like help out, and he can also like try get the rune stones in the game.
Oh yeah.
Why did you like collecting the rune stones?
Because they were really fun.
Yeah.
And you got to pick characters from those.
Yeah, that's pretty neat, huh? Did you think the game was too hard?
Kind of with the discs, but not that hard enough. I don't know what to say in that part.
That's okay. So, if you had to give this game a score, where 10 was the very, very best, and 0 is the very, very worst, what number score would you give it?
I'll give it. Wait, what do I don't know what you mean by that.
So if 10 is the highest score, right?
So 10 is like the best game ever. You want to play it every single day.
And 0 is the worst game ever. You don't even want to look at that game. And then, so 9's really good, 8's really good, 7's good.
5's like, you'll play it again, but you're not excited to play
Yeah.
it. I would do number 7 because I bet like that would be really cool.
Okay, sounds good. So, that's kind of interesting. We have a 6, a 7, and an 8. So, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about the game, Maddie?
Well, like this part I really like is like when you get to like try flip the disc,
Mm-hmm.
and the coolest part is when you get more players,
Mhm.
and yeah.
Right on. That makes sense to me. All right. I hope this review has been helpful to you. If it has, please hit like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can know about the next time we put out a video. Otherwise, I look forward to see you all around the table again at All Games New and Old.
Bye.
Bye. If you liked that video, I think you might also enjoy this one.
Or this one.
Please hit this little button to subscribe so you can see all our future videos as they come out.
We'll see you around the table.
Bye.
Bye.